Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another episode of Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie, and I'm your host for today's show. Now, some interesting news broke over the weekend that got a lot of Liverpool fans talking, and that was, do you know what? In fact, I'll share the tweet, which was from a respected journalist from Germany, who you all know, Christian Falk, reporting that Liverpool hold strong interest in Bayern Munich's fullback Benjamin Pavard. So this is the story that broke out, and he was saying that talks have already begun, and there was a lot of surprise, I would say, regarding that speculation, um, because I believe a lot of us Liverpool fans were expecting us to sign one defender this summer, and that was to be a left-sided defender. And it was supposed to be the top of our agenda. So being linked to a player who, I guess, by trade is a centre back and also play right back was a bit of a surprise. Maybe he's the player that comes in to cover Trent at right back, but also as the inverted right back position as well. And he can also cover Konate on the right side centre back row in the back three. So, in theory, yes, it sounds like a great move for a club. However, I have some reservations. But before we get into it, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the support from you guys. So let me share his recent stats from this season. Will give us a better picture of how he's performed for Bayern Munich and also what positions he's been playing for the club. So there we go here. So last season, he played 30 times in the Bundesliga. He had 4 assists, 4 goals and 1 assist there. In the Champions League, 9 appearances, 2 goals as well, and 1 in the DFL Super Cup, 1 appearance, 1 goal. So in total, he played 43 games, scored 7 goals, had 1 assist. So I kind of want to bend the theories where a lot of people are saying that he's leaving Bayern Munich due to lack of game time. There's also people saying that he's only leaving the club to play centre back. From what I've read in different reports, he's leaving simply to have a new challenge. He's been at the club for nearly 6-7 years. I think he was literally recruited at the back end of his great performances for France in the World Cup. We all remember that smashing goal he scored. So he's been there for a long time and is looking for a new challenge in his career. So maybe a Premier League move is something on the cards for him. As you can see here, centre back he played 23 times and right back he played 20 times. So a player that can comfortably play both positions. I'm not sure if he can play as a left-sided centre back or even a left full-back. I don't think that's his game, to be fair. But as a player, I think he's technically very good. And I believe his passing range to also play in the inverted fullback role will be suited to his skill set. However, as an overall player, for me personally, he lacks athleticism. And we've been banging on about how our midfield doesn't have the legs anymore. So we don't want to have that situation in the fullback areas where, look, no offense to James Milner, but I would always be concerned whenever he comes on for Trent Alexander-Arnold to play right back. It was never an easy watch. But let me play devil's advocate and flip the script here. Maybe this is the type of fullback we need at the club. Maybe Klopp doesn't want to have a fullback that bombs forward, and he would rather have a back four that is more compact and more solid or more defensively sound rather than having attack-minded fullbacks where we're playing a back three and a back four. And actually, speaking of a back three or a back four, I think this is a big point to take regarding our chase for Pavard. Does this mean we're reverting back to a back four? Because I think based on his skill set, I think that would be the suggestion. So what we can do, we can review his sort of position. If, let's say, he does become a Liverpool player in hindsight, we can place him in the Liverpool team and see how he fits and does it suit the lineup that we would have, or strongest lineup that I believe Liverpool have going forward. So let me just share the graphics with you guys. So here we go. So let's start off with our current formation that we've been deploying the last 2-3 months. To be fair, it's still not confirmed if this will be our main formation next season, but what we'll do, we'll present 3-2-2-3 formation, which you can see on the screen, well, 3-2-5 as we would like to call it. We can also do a 4-3-3. And for me, if this signing was to work, I would prefer to play a 4-2-3-1, and I'll elaborate in terms of why that would be my formation if Pavard was a Liverpool player. So let's begin. So we'll do, obviously, Alisson goes in goal, without a shadow of a doubt. Back three, if it is the one centre back that we're signing, and that is Pavard, Robertson will stay in that role. Van Dijk will be there, and Konate will be there. So I spoken out his name. So that goes to show that he wouldn't even be in the first team lineup. Would he leave Bayern Munich to be a squad player? I personally don't think so. So if he is joining Liverpool, it'll be on the basis that he's a starter. So the only way I can see it work, and this is not my choice, by the way, to accommodate him, this could be Klopp's thinking, to have him on the right side to cover Trent, who I'll place in a second, and then Ibrahim Konate, who has played left-sided centre-back. Not in the back three. I haven't seen him doing it for Liverpool, but I know for France, he normally plays on that side of the defence. So it wouldn't be an alienated role for him. I really prefer him on the right side personally. But for argument's sake, let's say this is the back three and we have to try and fit Pavard in somewhere. This is where you would fit him in, because I wouldn't play him on the left-hand side. I don't think he has the skill set. I don't think he plays in that side either. So let's just do it for argument's sake. Midfield would be interesting. Current team, probably have to put Fabinho there, I guess. Trent would be there, so that would be a good partnership on that side. I might actually remove Fabinho. This is something that I was alluding to last week on my show about McAllister. I prefer to see him in the sort of deep playmaker role, so I think him in the partnership with Trent would work. So then I would go with, oh my God, we definitely need a midfielder. So let's say we do sign Thuram. I know he's not officially a Liverpool player, but let's just put him in the fold because I can't place Henderson there. For me, that doesn't work. So let's say whoever the new signing will be there. I believe we need 2 more signings. At this stage, I don't know what the case is in terms of our chase for these players. But let's just say that we have a new. If it is just the one signing, which is a possibility, then Curtis, I guess, remains in that left side, and then you've got Thuram on the right. And the lineup pretty much picks itself. It can be Diaz or Jota. I'm going to go for Diaz. It could be Gakpo or Nunez. I would go for Gakpo. And it could be Oli Salah. No one's challenging him on that right-hand side. So that would be my selection for back three. So looking at that formation, already it's kind of alarm bells in terms of having Konate on the left-hand side. Even if I was to swap them, so let's just do it for argument's sake. If I can, I'll come in this game escape. There we go. I'll have to get rid of McAllister's website's been a bit long for me right now. So let's put Pavard on the left. Okay. Even that doesn't look right to me. So I think the original one I had would have been the right one. So let me know what you guys think. If it if this was the formation and Pavard was a player, and apparently we guaranteed him that he would be a starter, where would you place him? So this is how it would be for me, in my opinion. For me, that doesn't. Yeah, it's a decent team, but it's not giving me. I think the back three isn't balanced enough, in my opinion. Konate is more suited on that right hand side, so that's why we all believe that a left sided centre back would be suited for that role. And if we aren't getting a left sided one, then first choice would be Robertson. Despite my sort of reservations, he hasn't been playing that role because I feel like being a natural fullback, he tends to bomb forward and leave the team exposed. And there's always like a space behind him where on the counter attack, the players are left isolated, especially the defenders. So that's something I guess that can be worked on, because you have to remember the formation that we've deployed in the last 2-3 months. It kind of just happened all of a sudden. It wasn't something that was worked on in pre-season or in training that much. It was just a different shape just to get the best out of Trent and players like Curtis Jones. So maybe if they have a pre-season and work onto his tactics, a lot of the players might be better suited going forward. So interesting to see how that goes. Let's say we have different formation. Let's say we revert back to our traditional 4-3-3, which is not my choice. That's not the formation that I'd want to do. But let's say Klopp is like, no, I want to go back to the old formation. That's the one that's going to work. So then we get Robertson back into the team. Then we got Konate. And okay, get rid of these guys. And then for me, Pavard would play at right back. So if you think where's Trent, does Trent play as a number 6 or number 8 in a 4-3-3 formation? We're going to go crazy. I'll play Trent as a right-sided centre mid. Number 8, I think he can play that role. He hasn't really played that for Liverpool. I know he's had stages where he's attacked forward, but he's always played in a double pivot in that 3-2-5 formation. But I feel like he has all the capabilities to play in this number 8 role that has been deployed by Henderson in the last few years. I feel like he can do a much better job, and he would literally flourish in this position. So if we were to revert back to a 4-3-3, I would definitely play Trent as a number 8. Now the question would be these two positions. So for me, I wouldn't play McAllister as a lone 6 or a lone DM. So he goes on the left-hand side. That's his natural position, I would say. If we were to revert back to his position, for me, we would need to sign a destroyer, a number 6. For right now, it will be Fabinho, but he wouldn't be my long-term player for that position. Someone like a Nugati, but obviously he's going to PSG, but someone of that ilk would be fantastic in that position. Now, this lineup seems a bit more balanced. Now, for me to get best out of all of the players, including if Pavard was in this team, I would actually completely switch the formation altogether. I would play a 4-2-3-1. So let me just get the players in their right positions. Get rid of these guys. So the back three will be the way it seems. Then I would have McAllister there. I have Trent. Arnold there. We've got Diaz. We've got Salah. Probably go for Jones. Or actually, we could be very adventurous and put Gakpo there as a number 10 and Nunes up top. But I'm going to go for Jones for now. But that would be my formation, where I feel like it has a better balance. You've got Trent playing in a double pivot, which we've seen, so we know it's going to work. He's fantastic in that position. You've got Pavard at right back, and then you've got Diaz and Salah, and then you've got Gakpo up top. Like I said, it could be switched. If we, for some reason, don't recruit another midfielder, then I'm not sure Jones would be a week in, week out starter. It could be where we could go really attack minded. Let's do it for, let's say, put Gakpo here. Yeah, so this would be full on attack. Might actually, this will probably be the team that excites me. But having said that, this isn't really the topic of conversation. It's mainly about having this man, Benjamin Pavard, in the team. So I presented all the formation in terms of where he would fit. Is he a good fit for Liverpool? For me, the answer is no. If we want to sign a player that can play centre back and can also play right back, he would not be my personal choice. I would prefer to have a player that is more athletic, has more pace in his game, and a passing range. I think Pavard's passing is not bad, but I think that athleticism is a big factor for me. Considering we're having a rebuild, we're acquiring more younger players. We want to play that heavy metal football again. To have Pavard there, for me, wouldn't be the right choice. In fact, I might even do an episode to showcase 5 players who I think would be a better fit for that role. But hey, let's keep it 100. If we do sign Pavard, it wouldn't be the worst signing in the world. But for me personally, it just wouldn't be the player I think that we need. I think we could probably do better. And I feel like at his age, 27, 28, it's not one for the long term. It's more of a short-term signing. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in terms of my viewpoint. Do you agree, disagree? Love to hear what you guys think. There's my face. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The next scheduled show will be next Monday at 10 p.m. As we will be doing episode 2 of our new series, Transfer Talk. I may do an impromptu show about the right side of the Liverpool defense that I just mentioned earlier. So be on the lookout for it. In fact, why not follow me on social media? So you can follow me at OzzieFTP on Twitter, or you can follow me at Ozzie.ftp on Instagram to keep up to date with any announcements on future content, or even just my comments on certain speculation. I think the Mbappe news today was groundbreaking, so that's something we can talk about more on the Transfer Talk show. But as always, guys, take care, stay safe. I hope to see you all very soon. Goodbye.